Good morning, just getting ready. Let's talk about styling products. So when it comes to styling products, this is a lot more about self-expression and fashion and making your hair do kind of what you want it to do. So you might be doing heat styling, curling, dyeing, bleaching, all different kinds of things that are gonna affect the health and the condition of your hair as well. So we're down for all of that. We want to make sure that you're getting the expression that you want. So we're always gonna be keeping health and style in mind, but helping you to get what you want out of your hair. So I'm gonna show you a couple things. Come with me. Oh my God, good morning. How are you? Good morning. How are you doing? Hi, did you mind? Thank you so much. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with one of these. This. That will do just fine. Yeah. Was I supposed to pay for this? If I were to think about our styling products, I would probably put them in two basic categories. I'm thinking of slip and I'm thinking of grip. So let me explain the two. We're gonna slip on over to the slippy side first. So if we're thinking about ingredients that are going to help the hair to stay supple, easier to comb through, gonna help to define soft curls, to keep your ends from fraying. Those are gonna be fresh ingredients like almond oil, lots of other vegetable oils, frankly, olive oil, castor oil, jojoba oil, plant-based milks like coconut milk, oat milk, and also something called ethyl macadamia, which is a little like fatty ester that comes from a macadamia nut. That's gonna help to protect from heat styling as well. Now, grip. Grip is going to be things that's going to give you volume, beachy texture. If you've got like a punk hairstyle, it's going to hold it in place. If you want to do a blowout and you've got, that volume back there, that's going to hold that up. Those are things like clays, sea salt. We also have something called PVP, which is polyvinyl pyridone, which is a little resin polymer that's going to help the hair to hold in place. We actually even have it in our mascara to hold the product onto the lashes and to keep the swoop. So all of those things are gonna help to hold the hair in place. Just like anything at Lush, we don't stay like this, we do a lot of this. So you can endlessly mix these kinds of products together to give you the exact texture that you're looking for. You can mix them together in your hand and use them at the same time. Or maybe you're using one like fresh out of the shower while it's still drippy, and another one after you've blown it dry, or another one like in between wash days or something like that. The combinations are endless, and that's where you really get to have fun. Let's get slippy. First up, I want to talk about Revive. Hit me. Thank you. This is Revive, which has been around for quite a long time now, although it did used to have a different name. This is one of the most luxuriously perfumed products. People will actually come up and tap you on the shoulder to ask what you're wearing, and it's not even perfume, it is your hair moisturizer. This can be used in several different ways, actually. Some people need just the tiniest little bit, like for your whole head like that. Some people are really scooping into it, just depending on what your hair needs. So look how fine, it's just like a nice little cream. There's really nothing there. So you can just kind of run that through. That's going to help with like any little bushy flyaways, which none of us are looking at right now. It can also help to kind of just seal the cuticle. So if your hair does tend to get kind of bouffant in humid environments, sealing the cuticle actually helps the water from penetrating into the hair, which makes it kind of puff up. You can also, like in between your wash days, you can kind of like redefine your curls with and kind of scrunch it in just a little bit. So it can actually be used in a really wide variety of ways for different hair needs. So in this one, you've got a ton of beautiful butters like avocado butter, there's olive oil, there's coconut oil, jojoba oil, all in this really lovely jasmine lemongrass perfume. It is so decadent. That was Revive. That came so close to the camera. This one is Goddess. This is new, so you probably haven't seen this yet, and I am so excited about it. The smell of Goddess Bath Bomb, or the perfume, this is where we're going with this. So it is a beautiful oud, very luxurious perfume. But in this, it actually has a little mix of the slip and the grip, and a lot of our products do. So in this one, we've got some really nice slippy ingredients, things like oat milk, olive oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, but we also have a little bit of that PVP, and that's what's going to help to give a very slight hold to the product. So in here, you're still going to see a nice cream kind of like Revive, but the only difference is that when you're putting it onto the hair, it's just going to give a little bit of definition and a little bit of hold to go along with it. So I would say that if you liked either product, you will like the other one. But this just has a slightly different texture and a beautiful smell. A Super Milk. We cannot even have this discussion without talking about Super Milk. It is everybody's favorite right now, and for good reason. In fact, I don't know how many minutes I've been talking, but one is sold every 60 seconds. So however many minutes I've been talking, that many has sold. It's called Super Milk because it is made with 3 different plant-based milks. So there's coconut, oat milk, and almond milk. And that's going to create this lovely little, almost like a lotion that you can put into the hair. This is really great, especially for kind of like damp hair before you let it air dry. You can kind of scrunch the curls in and hold that on. This is especially good if your hair needs extra moisturizer. You can kind of think of it almost like a leave-in conditioner kind of. So you'll be spraying that in, and that's going to just kind of suck up into the hair, and then you can seal that cuticle down with something like Revive or like Curl Power maybe. Okay, personal favorite, Sea Spray. Thank you. I love Sea Spray. I love Sea Spray because I love the smell. It smells like neroli and grapefruit. It's really like punchy and sunshiny. But the thing that I like to do to my hair, I like it to be kind of wild and kind of going all over the place and have a lot of volume. So I use Sea Spray to do that. So in here, we've got seawater and sea salt. So that is what's going to add that beachy, like literally have been in the ocean kind of texture to your hair. But it does also have a little bit of carrageenan seaweed in there, which is just going to add like a lightweight hydration so your hair doesn't get dried out. It's going to be like a nice balanced effect. This does also have a little bit of that PVP that I talked about earlier, which is just going to help out with hold. I like to put this in while my hair is damp, and I usually wash my hair every 5 days, and the effects of that will hang on until I'm ready to wash my hair again. Okay, I've slipped. Now let's grip. Now, as we get into some of our more grippy products, a couple of my favorites are Dirty Styling Cream and Wig, which is a hair trainer. So both of these, I would say, have a good amount of stick to them. They have some Japan wax, some Candelilla wax. Those are going to help to give more of like a stronger hold. Some of them has a little bit of kaolin clay in there. So they're both just like a slightly different texture, but you try them out, you can see which one gives you the grip that you want. Let's get into Dirty. Dirty is my other personal favorite. I use Sea Spray and Dirty together. If you use a little bit in damp hair, it's going to give you a nice texture to the hair. If you use it like a little bit more in drier hair, it can give you more like a slick back or something like that. So in here, we've got a Japan wax and a Candelilla wax. These are a melted wax, natural waxes that are going to keep that shape to the hair, which is really, really nice. Also a little bit of fair trade organic cocoa butter. So this has a really nice kind of creamy texture, but it does have a really good hold, and the more you use it, the more you can really feel that texture. Last up is Wig. This one to me, when I think of the difference between Wig and Dirty, Wig is just a little bit stronger. It's known as a hair trainer. So this could be something like if you've decided that you want to kind of like be a slicked back person, this will actually help to keep your hair in place over time. And then like every time you do it and it keeps going, your hair will just kind of naturally start falling back into that place. To me, the biggest difference here is the addition of some kaolin clay. So it has some similar ingredients like Japan wax, Candelilla wax. It does still have some really nice butters in here like Alipe butter, but the kaolin clay in here is what's going to give it just some extra hold and like a matte texture. Now that we've talked a little bit about slip and grip and kind of how they mix together, I want to actually show you how they could mix together in a bit of a routine. If you've got fine wavy hair and you want lots of volume and some definition, I've got the plan for you. So once you've washed and towel dried your hair, what you're going to do is take that Sea Spray. You can just spritz it all over. Or what I would recommend to do is to spray a little puddle in the palm of your hand and then take a little bit of Infrawig. This is a really nice kind of lightweight gel. Mix them together, and what you get is this really nice like texturizing lotion. Then you can kind of scrunch it in, get up near the roots, and really emphasize that volume. If you want to tip your head over and do it upside down, even better. And then let it air dry. That is really gonna give you like defined volume that's gonna last all day. There you go. You look hot. If you've got curly coily hair and you really want to lock that moisture in, give a lot of shine and some definition, we are gonna lock it in. So first you're gonna start off with your super milk. You can do this in dry hair, you can also do it in damp hair, but you really want to kind of saturate the hair with it. You're gonna spray in quite a bit. Make sure to open up the parts, get down to the roots as much as possible. You can comb it through if you want to do that. Use your fingers to do that as well. Now that you've got your super milk in there, we're gonna go in with something like Revive. Just kind of go section by section, and you can just kind of rake it through with your fingers, or if you want to kind of scrunch it in. Lastly, we're gonna seal in that moisture and seal the cuticle with something like Curl Power. This is also gonna give a little bit of hold, so this is gonna help the curls stay where you want them to. All right, so now you've got lasting shine and defined curls. Let's do like a mohawk, for instance. So what I would probably do for that is, like, when your hair is damp, put in some sea spray, just go to town, like hardcore, use that sea spray, get a lot in there. Wait till the hair is like pretty much almost dry. If you're doing it, I mean, if we're doing a mohawk and you have a blow dryer, right? Or like my mom used to do, she used to iron my hair with an ironing board. And then I would use something like Punka Wallop. So Punka Wallop is a hardcore matte clay, and it can do some major hold. So use it when your hair is a little bit drier, and use a little bit more, and that you can really get some defying gravity on this thing. If you aren't going as hardcore and you're using it when your hair's a little more damp and you're using a little bit less, that's just gonna give you like a nice hold. You know, if you got like a short hairstyle and you want kind of like a certain look, or you want to keep the lift on it or something, this can help out too. But like, let's do the mohawk. Another thing, like protective styles, for instance, if you are getting your protective style refreshed or you're putting it in for the first time, something that would be really nice to use is super milk. That's just going to nourish the hair that's on your head and make sure that it soaks up all of that goodness so that it can get braided in. And then I would also try using something like Renee Shea Souffle. This is a hair and scalp oil that is mostly shea butter, but this can be really good for locking in that moisture, but also for helping you to part, to get really nice straight lines. And then you can also just kind of rub it all along the scalp when you're done with that, and it'll keep your happy, healthy, moisturized scalp going. Here are 5 quick tips for styling with Lush products. First one, if you want volume, use a bit of this sea spray in damp hair right at the roots, and then you can blow dry it for a big volume. Now, if you want that volume, but you also want a bit of softness or need a little bit of extra moisture, use these together. So put a little sea spray and a little bit of super milk into the palm of your hand, mix them together into like a little bit of a lotion, and then you can just run that through the hair, and that's gonna give you the volume, but with a little bit of boost of moisture. If you're looking for heatless waves, this is actually my personal favorite of this whole bunch here, a little sea spray and Infrawig together. Again, make a little bit in the palm of your hand, then you can run that through while your hair is damp, let it air dry, or maybe even put in like one of those sock curlers or something and sleep it overnight, and it'll be ooh, 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 yeah. Renee Shea Souffle, s'il vous plaît. If you want to refresh your curls between wash days, you can definitely count on super milk all the time, and you can also add in a little bit of curl power. This you can just spritz on all over, refresh, a little finger twist. If you want to get a little added definition, add a little bit of curl power. Now, if we're going to try heat full waves, I might recommend something like Shield. This is really nice because it has a cashew cream and some macadamia nut oils to help protect from the heat. Put a little bit of this into damp hair, especially right, like if you're looking for that lift right there, if you're looking for your curtain bangs, you can get it right in there. And then afterwards, use a little bit of Goddess, just kind of put a tiny little bit on your hands, run it through so it's just like very evenly distributed. And then you can just kind of rake that through, and that's going to kind of loosen up the curl pattern just a little bit and give you a lot of shine and a lot of definition. Okay, so you just got a little sampler platter, if you will, of the styling products. There are more, though. Of course, I can't touch on everything in these videos. So come on into the shop and try them out. It's the best way to get to know them. Thank you so much for coming to my home. I hope you enjoyed talking about styling products and are ready to express yourself, but I'm actually gonna go have a spa treatment now, so you gotta go.